BUELL? Really? We're talking about BUELL? Is this like a throwback episode? Are we doing like what grinds my gears from 1990? Stay tuned and find out. This is Bikes, Beards, and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we kick this one off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. New videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I'm just gonna hire a stalker to follow me around. We'll start doing these 7 days a week. It's cool. So let's get the other stuff out of the way. Want to save 10% on a Cardinal communicator? Check my referral link down below. Want to support me in all my do-gooderness like these cool guys here? Bam! Then you should become part of my Brew crew. Join the coffee page down below. Want to know why I'm asking you for money? Well, there's a link down below next to the 5 million Amazon referral code things. That explains that as well. And same with the Amazon stuff. Any money I get from there is going to the same good cause. I am not collecting any money off of this page, website, channel, whatever. So let's just get into it today. And we are talking about BUELL and why BUELL grinds my gears. Now, first and foremost, some of you may not know that BUELL exists anymore. And that's a fair assumption because BUELL went bankrupt a few times. BUELL has now become like the Wish.com version of Indian in that it goes bankrupt every couple years. Somebody else buys it, keeps the name, but it's totally different and they try and squeeze some money out of that. Eric BUELL, the original creator of BUELL, has nothing to do with BUELL or EBR anymore. He actually makes bikes called Fuel, which not very creative, Eric, but whatever. So here we are. And the thing is, BUELL was announced in 2021 as returning. They committed to making 10 bikes by 2024. And looking at their whole lineup, I think they meant that they were only going to produce 10 actual bikes because there's definitely not 10 models on their page, not even close. They're making like 1 or 2. The first to come out was actually a bike called the Hammerhead. And I will honestly say that I think this is a good looking bike. It actually kind of looks like a shark. It looks like a hammerhead, like with the nose. It's got the vents on the side that look like gills. I feel like the only way it really missed its mark is they should have released this in like a gray and white palette to give it more of a shark look, not that weird ass banana yellow and white and stuff. But nonetheless, I digress. It looks like a cool bike. Now here's the thing. BUELL is all over the web again because they're talking about their 2025 Super Cruiser. First and foremost, a lot of you are like, oh, it's the new Dyna. They're going after the Dyna market. No, they're not. It has a monoshock. Dyna, it's used 2 shocks, so this is more of a soft tail. Like, let's get back in the right lane, guys. Anyway, the thing is, this bike it's labeled at like 175 horsepower or something. It doesn't have any prices attached to it yet, but you can put down a deposit and your deposit will get you a free hat. But the problem is, this bike, like the rest of BUELL, is very suspect at best. Like I mentioned, first and foremost, they were supposed to have 10 new bikes by 2024. Now, when they originally announced this, they showed the Hammerhead, they showed like a Street Fighter, which seems like you can order this now, but that's also suspect. And they showed like this Baja, like off-road ADV bike. That ADV bike is now scheduled to come out in like 2025, which means that thing's in production purgatory hell, because that's at least 4 years since they've announced the thing. I don't know, whatever. So it looks like you can just get the Hammerhead right now and maybe this other Street Fighter thing. The problem is, you can't just go into any store and buy these. You can't do anything else. It's kind of like your ex-girlfriend. You gotta order her by mail. The only difference is this bike is actually coming from the US, so you're not gonna have to pay international shipping charges like you did your ex-girlfriend. The thing about this bike though is BUELL is, I don't even know what the hell they're thinking. So I checked a lot of the fine print on this. So delivery and destination charges are part of like their label and all this stuff. There's all this other stuff that gets tacked on to the actual price. For example, the Hammerhead retails at 18 grand, and then it has destination and delivery charges, and then like, you know, tax, title, all that stuff. I don't know why destination and delivery are 2 different things. I feel like that is the same thing because you're delivering to a destination. Unless, of course, they're charging you because you live somewhere shitty and they don't want their bike to be in that shitty place like Ohio. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure. They don't quite explain it. Let's just assume that they also hate Ohio and they're charging you extra if you want to order a BUELL to go out there. Anyway, so here's the thing. I actually looked at all the fine print and stuff. I was looking at the Hammerhead to get an example of how they're doing this stuff. In the Hammerhead, it was like, some of the questions are like, when am I going to receive my bike? And like the response is soon. Like it's not like 6 weeks after you pay, you know, anything like that. Then there's like, okay, where can I get my bike serviced? They do not have a list of companies that actually service this bike on their website anywhere. Cannot be found. They do not have actual brick and mortar stores where you can bring the BUELL. You can't buy one from a brick and mortar. Like I said, this is a mail order bike. You're basically like one step above Amazon at this point in time when you order a bike from overseas. And so in their actual like fine print, it says, after you put down the money, after you sign the contract and all that stuff, we will give you 3 different locations that are within your like proximity that you can choose that are qualified service centers for a BUELL. So basically they have went out to third parties to actually like accept like your bike to work on it, fix it, whatever. And there's no guarantee that one is actually next to you. How do I know that there's no guarantee and like, you know, you're probably going to be driving 100 miles? Because actually in their fine print, and I encourage you to go look at it, it says like, oh, if you live in this town, yeah, you're like 5 minutes away. But if you live in this town, you may have to travel further. And that is a huge problem because they're keeping that under wraps, which means they also probably don't have a lot of these service centers yet, because they know if you went to their website and you were like, oh, look, I live in Ohio and the nearest service center is Kansas, you know, 2 states that there's no point in going to ever. You're going to be like, well, I'm not going to buy this bike because I don't want to travel like 15 billion miles to like the land of corn to get the thing an oil change. This is stupid. Now, the other problem is these service centers are not BUELL centers. So that means they're probably not going to have parts in stock. They're not going to have stuff just sitting there waiting for you. So anything that you need done, any repairs that you need done are going to have to be ordered. Now, on their site as well, they also talk about like, you know, if you were to buy like a new Hammerhead right now, it says delivery soon. It all depends on how long it takes to build, how many bikes are in front of you, how easy it is to get the parts right now. So, you know, they're blaming like the whole climate of everything right now. So basically, if they don't have like, you know, a piece to the engine, you're not getting the bike, which also means when you're going to repair something, it's going to be that much harder to get that part from them. That's a little ridiculous, and that's actually very, very stupid. So you're now buying a mail order bike that you may have to drive 100 miles to get serviced to a dealership that is not BUELL, that maybe in 6 months will get that sprocket that you need because yours broke. Not so good there, BUELL. The other thing is the new bike just right across, well, first and foremost, let me say, I do think it's a good looking bike. I am interested in it. I think it could be very cool, but it's like BUELL of old. It has a lot of great potential and it doesn't quite stick the landing. Some of the stuff that I did see that I thought was a little silly is right across the gas tank. It just says BUELL in block lettering. Come on, guys. BUELL actually has a pretty cool logo. They have like a Pegasus logo that is, put that on the side of your tank, guys. Like, this just looks like you sent somebody over to Home Depot, had them pick some of those mailbox block letters that you use to put your last name on there, stuck it on the side of the tank and was like, nailed it, yes. Like, that is not the look of a premium bike, and that is not something that is exciting for someone to buy. Like, what are you doing? And like, just BUELL keeps going through this stuff, no matter who owns them. They just do these really silly things. I don't trust a certified service center where, you know, I may have to drive 100 miles. I don't like this giant block lettering. I don't like that everything has to be mail ordered. I don't like that their website is very shady. Like, I encourage you, go read the fine print on their website. A lot of that stuff is very wishy-washy. It's very word salad and very, very, there's very little definitive statements on there. I don't know. Seriously, BUELL, you are on notice. You grind my gears. Knock it off. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. So yeah, seriously, I've not seen a Buell in the wild for the last few years, like since they were announced in 2021. They're sketch, dude. They are seriously sketch. And I've seen people put deposits down on the Super Cruiser. That's another thing. That is the dumbest name. Like, the Hammerhead was a cool name. Like, the Baja makes sense. And then you were just like, oh, we got this Softail knockoff. It's a Super Cruiser. Come on, guys. It is just dumb. Like, seriously. Again, though, not even a joke. Go to the Buell motorcycle site and read some of like the fine print and the like info and stuff. It is some shady shit. I don't even know what to tell you there. But anyway, yeah. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video with friends, share it with family, share it with that one dork you know who's like, Buell will rise again. And, you know, make sure he knows so when they go bankrupt again, you can go up to him and act like Nelson from Simpsons and just be like, ha ha! He loves this stuff, trust me. And I'll see you all on the flip side.